I think the problem with these preparations for 2027 was that the president himself, from day one in office, was focused on his re-election. And that, I think, galvanized those opposed to him to also get into the race before the whistle has been blown. Definitely, in normal times, it will be considered too early to be forming an electoral coalition 2 years before the elections themselves. But given the context, I think there isn't very much of a surprise.
But there is, I mean, now talk of, because there were people in the ADC before they arrived. Although the executive are saying that they're kind of resigned en masse, but there is now talk of divisions within the ADC, and we've seen people fiercely opposing the arrival of these new members. Well, what is your assessment of that? Is that a threat, or is that something that is not, is just like rumblings, you know, on the side that you would expect in any case?
I think maybe the real issue is that in a democratic society, people who want to come together and form a party should go and register a new party. We do know that they have tried to register a new party, and there have been some blockages along the way, and therefore they are constrained, as it were, to negotiate with an existing party.
Well, they're claiming that it was all part of a smoke screen. They said that the intensity of opposition from the ruling APC was so much that whenever they tried to have meetings, there would always be attempts to stop the meeting from taking place. They would say, you can't hire this place. Suddenly the people who they discussed would say, you know, the place is no longer available, all kinds of things. And therefore, in order to remove, if you like, the, you know, themselves from the all-probing eye of the APC, they put out smoke screens, but they'd been negotiating with the ADC for 18 months.
Well, yeah, that's the path they were obliged to follow, and the risk with that type of path is that you could always have problems with certain people who are originally leading the affairs of that party. So far, I haven't seen evidence that they are facing real problems from those who matter in the APC, I mean the ADC. That would be members of the National Executive Committee. If they have indeed all resigned and paved way, then it means there's no problem.
Yeah.
But I think the point you raised earlier about blockages on opposition parties is very unfortunate. I was just reading that they had paid for a hotel to launch this thing, and just hours before the event, the hotel canceled the event, which means they were subjected to intense pressure, and that could only have come from government. I think it is a very dangerous game to try to stop the opposition from operating, because